It tells the businesses how the businesses should keep the information of the people safe. Okay. And the businesses should be only asking for relevant information for the client. Okay. So if anybody does anything wrong with the person information of somebody, then for the business, we can complete according to Pepita. Okay. Next one would be difference between interwives and test on entry trust. Now, these are two types of trust we have. Difference is interwives trust is set up during lifetime. It's set up when the person is alive. Okay. So anybody can set up the trust when they're alive. Next one is test on entry. That is if those are set up after the death. So the person can write down in their will that when I die, then you can set up trust like this.
And then the trust would be using the money in which way they would write down that in the will as well. Okay. But it will be set up after the death. Remember the difference between these two. Next one is in the legal sense. What is meant by legal person? Okay. So if you remember these, so the difference between the meaning of this would be a court duration. Okay. So there are actually three types.
How the insurance could be purchased. One is a natural person, so a normal human being. So we'll call that a natural person is purchasing insurance. Next one is partnership. So there could be businesses which are registered in a partnership, 2 partners, 3 partners. Okay. Next one is a corporation. So a corporation can also purchase insurance as, so if any corporation is doing that. So we'll say the contract will be between the insurance company and a legal person. Okay. So it's not actually a person, but it's a legal person, because a corporation has all the rights as a natural person, as a human being, but you cannot actually see it. So we call it a legal person. Next is to what extent the insurer can discriminate. Now, I hope you know the meaning of word insurer.
Insurer means insurance company. Okay. So insurance companies, they can discriminate or not? Yes, they can, but only on reasonable and bona fide grounds. Okay. So as a person or as an agent, we cannot do discrimination with anyone. The insurance companies, they can discriminate, but only on bona fide and reasonable ground. But the so they need to have a proper reason, valid reason.
Okay. Like if they have a differences, 2 people have different ages, they have different health, different genders. So they have a valid reason of different life expectancy, different risk with the people. So then they can do the discrimination. Okay. But not because of any invalid reasons. Next one is what does the 10 days free look period starts. I hope you know, we have done this in the class as well. And the free look period starts from the day of delivery of the policy. Okay. So why the day of delivery of the policy? So the day of delivery of the policy is the day the agent takes the contract to the client. I hope you remember the formation of policy, all the steps we have done in the class.
Okay. So we give the plan to the client, we fulfill the application, we send the application to the insurance company. The underwriter checks everything, then they make a contract and we need to deliver that contract to the client. Agent will have to go and deliver it again. So from that day when they go for the delivery, that's when the 10 days free look period starts.
So if any client doesn't want the plan, they can return it, and they will get their premiums back as well. So, next one is what should the agent do if there is a change in insalability. So we should not deliver the policy. It is very much related to the previous one that we did. So whenever anybody, any agent, they go for delivery of the plan, so we need to ask for any change in insurability. So we need to ask the client, did they have any changes in their health? Did they have any change in their occupation? Okay. Or did they travel outside for a long time period? So if anything happens between the day of application and the day of delivery, any of those things have happened, that is called change in insalability. So whenever anything like that happens, you see in any story, you should say that the agent should not deliver the policy. They need to send the contract back to the insurance company, and the insurance companies and the writers will decide what they're going to do next.
when the temporary insurance coverage ends. Now whenever we do the application, so as an agent, we can issue temporary insurance coverage to the client. But if they meet two conditions, I hope you know that conditions.